Hello everyone, my name is Evelyn, and in this little video I wanted to give a tutorial on how to make one of these. This little contraption is made entirely out of sticky notes. You don't need any tape, you don't need any glue. The adhesive on the sticky notes is enough. And even then, you probably don't even need the adhesive sticky notes. You can cut up pieces of paper and substitute that. But as you can see, this little project, it looks really cool. And I love it how it feels folding it and how it looks. Oh, this one's already. I've been using this one quite a lot, so as you can see, it's already kind of ripping apart. But it's very relaxing, especially, right now when we're working from home. We might be doing video conferences, webinars, and sometimes you just need something to fiddle with. And so this is really cool because it feels very textured, and you made it, and it's kind of cool when you think about it that you are able to make something as pretty as this. It's pretty cool how it transforms. So yeah, so if you're interested in making something like this, all you need is a little patience. As you can see, there are a lot of sticky notes that make up this one little project. It's 28 in total. So if you have sticky notes lying around, or if you even want to cut little pieces of paper to the size of a sticky note, feel free to grab them. Feel free to join me in making another one of these. As I said before, you do need 28, so you can feel free to choose how many of each color you want, or if you just want to use one color, that's okay too. But yeah, if you're interested in learning how to make one of these, keep on watching. Alright, so for this tutorial, I decided to use blue and green. As I mentioned before, if you don't have sticky notes, that's okay. Honestly, if you cut pieces of paper to a square, you can still make this. It doesn't even have to be the size of sticky note paper. But yeah, you will need 28 though. So I'm going to take out 14 of each. Couldn't do math for a second. So here I have my sticky notes, 14 of each color. When I learned how to make this little project, I did learn from a creator on TikTok. She made videos with instructions on how to make this, but unfortunately I don't remember who the creator is, but just wanted to give that disclaimer that I obviously did not invent this. But I do remember that when learning how to make it, the creator, she shaded in the sticky side of the sticky note, and I found that to be very helpful. And she also drew guidelines, and so I'm going to do the same. But yes, again, I did not create this. I just, kind of want to make a tutorial because I didn't really see one anywhere else other than what the creator posted. But yes, so just for, to begin, you grab one sticky note, and again, sticky side up. I find that to be most helpful. And I already drew guidelines, so you're going to fold it half. And sometimes the sticky side will stick together, that's okay. Unfold, and then do the same on the other guideline. Fold it half. Make sure They're nice clean folds. And then you're probably gonna have to unstick. Oh. Okay. So after unfolding, then you're going to fold diagonally both ways. So you're going to fold this way. And as you can see here, sometimes the sticky notes aren't perfectly square, so there will be a little bit of excess on one side. That's okay. I usually ignore it. It doesn't really affect how the end product is going to turn out. So you would then unfold it and then fold it diagonally on the other side. Again, clean folds. And then unfold. All right, so those few steps really are just for giving guidelines, because the next folds, you know, it'll be easier if you have already pre-folded the sticky note. So after unfolding, you're going to fold each of these corners to the center. As you can see, I already drew a guideline, which wasn't there before. And that's where the sticky side can really be helpful. You know, even though it was a pain to fold beforehand because the two sides would get stuck together and then you would have to unstick them. But in this case, folding them to the center and having the sticky adhesive, it's going to help maintain the shape that it needs to be. So as you can see, guidelines, all you're gonna have to do is fold to the center and then stick, and then fold to the center and stick. So at this point, you should have what looks like a little house. So next, you're going to flip it over, and you already have a guideline right here, well, a pre-fold. So you're going to fold the bottom half of the sticky note upwards. So it's going to look like this. So the roof of the house should be facing away from you, and you should have you know, rectangle with these three folds looking at you. Next, you already have this guided fold on both sides. So you're going to fold the bottom corners to the center. So I'm going to fold up and up. Okay. So now you have an upside down triangle, and you should have a little flap on the other side. And so with this little flap, not this one, but this one, you're going to kind of open it up and then close it. So I'll do that again. This is how it is. The flap with the solid square that doesn't come apart. You're going to open it and then close it. And you should be left something looking like this. It kind of looks like one whole triangle and then half a hidden triangle on both sides. One whole triangle and then half a hidden triangle. So essentially, in order to create this project, you're gonna need to repeat this 28 times, well, 27 more times. so that you can get the 28 pieces to make this. So I'll do another one just in case you were confused at any point. But yeah, that's why I said this might require a little bit of patience because it is a lot of repetition. But this is really good for, you know, if you're ever watching a show and you want to, you know, fiddle with something, or if you're, you know, bored, you are in a creative mood. This is one of those projects that require a lot of repetition. So yeah, so I'll do another one. This time I'll do a green one, and you can follow along. Okay, so this is the green sticky note. Oh, look at this. So I'm not going to draw any guidelines on this sticky note. I'm going to fold with you just so you can see how I fold it without guidelines. So here's your sticky note, sticky side up. As you can see, shaded by the crisscross pattern. So you're going to fold in half vertically and horizontally. So we can do that. And then unfold. And then same thing on the other side. I find it helpful to first line up the edges, even though sometimes it'll feel that there's like air bubbles. That's okay. It's not a big deal. As you can see, it's not even on both sides, but that's okay. Okay, so you have these two folds, and now you're going to fold diagonally. So usually I line up the corners and then fold outwards. Again, as you can see a little bit of the other side of the sticky note. That's okay. This project is very lenient. And then you're going to fold diagonally the other way. And then unfold. All right, so you've made your pre-folds that will make the rest of the folding action easier. So now you need to make the house. So you're going to make the roof by folding these outer edges to the center. And usually I line up the corner to this little corner that's made with the folds, and then I fold outward, and then the sticky side is helping this stay intact. It's not gonna open up. And then same thing on the other side. And then fold outward. Awesome. So you made your little house. So now you're going to flip it, and you're going to fold the bottom half upwards. All right. So the roof should be looking that way, and then the bottom half is looking at you. And as you can see here, there's already folds. So all you gotta do is follow them. You're going to fold the bottom corners to the center. All right. And again, you can see it's a little bit uneven. That's okay. So you have this little square that's kind of divided in two, and then you should have the flap on the other side where it's solid. And so you're going to open it up and close. I'll do that again. You have the flap, you're going to open it up and close. And you can fold, make sure everything is nice and secure. And so again, you should have a solid triangle and then half of a hidden triangle on both sides. Solid triangle and then half of a hidden triangle. So yeah, so all that's left now is to do 26 more. But yeah, as I mentioned before, take your time, don't stress out. You know, if things look a little bit uneven, that's okay. This project is pretty forgiving with uneven edges. So yeah, so I will make my 26, I will time lapse that, and then we'll meet again once all the 28 pieces are done. So it only took a few seconds for you guys, but I will say it did take me about an hour to do all 28 pieces, but they are done, and they're looking pretty cool. And so now next step would be actually putting them all together so that it can look like this. So similar as to folding all these little pieces, these next steps are going to be very repetitive as well. So you're going to grab one of your pieces and you're going to see that when you look at it from the top, there's like a little pouch in here, if you will. And so you're going to grab the next color that you want in your pattern. So I'm going to choose green, blue, green, blue, green. And similarly, they should all have little flaps or pouches. You're going to put, let's say the green one, inside of the blue one. So it's going to go in here, all of it. And you're going to leave about maybe this much space, maybe a little bit less than half an inch. It's gonna look like that. Okay, and you're going to take this corner and you're going to fold it inside and place it inside of this little pouch here. So that's really going to lock the two pieces together, and you're going to do it on this side and the other side. This might be a little bit difficult. It does help if you have nails, I've found. So you're going to stick it in there and then fold. Make sure it's nice and secure. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Same little pouch. So it's gonna look like, kind of like little steps. And there you go. So these two should be pretty locked. And similarly, you take the next color that you want, from me and me blue. You're going to turn it so that this pouch is up and looking to your left. I usually grab the piece that I'm working on with my right hand in this little section. I'll put the blue piece inside of the pouch with the green piece. Push it in until it looks pretty much the same thickness. Grab it again, and then green corner is going to go inside of the blue pouch. This might get a little trickier. Essentially, you do want this corner to kind of look like it's the same thickness. So you see how this kind of looks like the same shape? That should be how it looks like all throughout, not like different angles basically. And you're going to turn it and do the same thing on this side. Just put it in there. All right, and it doesn't have to be perfect. As you can see, this one's a little bit thicker than that one, but they are pretty much parallel. And so next one is green. Okay, and so you're going to do that for all of your pieces. You should get one long like row that looks like this. So I will do that and I'll time lapse it, and I'll return to show y'all how to put it all together so it can look like a circle. All right. At this point, you should have something that looks like this. When you pull on it, it should be pretty firm. Nothing should really be loose. If something is loose, you can go back and try to refold the little corners. I usually like to, really ensure that each fold is nice and clean. Usually just by going it, like checking it. But yeah, so once you're at this point, really super easy. Similar to what you've been doing with all these other pieces, you're going to kind of wrap around in a circle, and just same as last time, the green sticker has a little pouch, and so that is where the blue one is going to go inside of, like that. All right, and so same distance as all the other ones. You can grab it from over here, and then the little corners, you're going to fold it inside the little pocket over here. So I'm going to do that. This part might be a little tricky because it does want to spring out, but as long as you hold it with your other hand, you should be good. So I'm going to open this up, put in the little flap, and then fold. And then you do the same thing on the other side. Hold it with your left hand, sure this is really folded in there really well. There you go. And there you have it. Look, it's done. And it looks so pretty. It feels awesome. It feels sturdy, so that's awesome. But yeah, and I'm going to try to fold it outward. I guess. And I'm also kind of pulling the other side outwards just to help it. Alright, so awesome. Very cool. It's funny how this little contraption can start out looking like this and it can be folded to look like that. But yeah, and if you just keep on working it. Oh, perfect example that it can come loose. So we're just going to do the same thing over again. And I'm assuming I just pulled too hard. You gotta be kind of gentle with this. There you go. Quick fix. So yeah, so once you keep playing with it and you keep working it out, it will become easier to fold, and it might even like become a little bit looser, as you can see with this one, because I've been playing around with it so much. But yeah. But there you have it. You made a nice little contraption. Yay! I hope you enjoyed making this. I hope you enjoy the finished product. I know it probably took a good minute, but I hope it was relaxing. I hope doing all the little folds, you know, after repeating it so much, it kind of just became muscle memory at one point. I know it did for me at least. But yeah, thank you for watching this video all the way through. I hope you enjoyed this little project. And yeah, I hope everyone stays safe and sane. Bye guys.